My name is Ryan Mack. I'm going to be talking today about my presentation on the reproductive rights on abortion in the United States. So, again, guys, going into this presentation, again, my first initial thoughts about abortion was that, again, it's unfair that a lot of southern states, a lot of people, and especially, women in particular, they're not able to, again, conceive when and how they want to. They are again stripping of their rights due to what people in the government thinking that what their opinion matters more than the actual people having birth, which is pretty insane to me to really fathom. I can't fathom that why they think they're able to, you know, make decisions on someone else's body, right? When you should just only be worried about your own. So again, that was my first initial thought just going into this presentation. But as I, learned more about, the abortion rights in the United States and stuff like that, I was actually quite surprised. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, and one thing being due to the fact that statistics around poverty rates and also population size. So as of December 2025, we have around 348 million, and then the median household income is around 80 to 83,000, and the total fertility rate is about 1.62 births per woman. So that's around 1.6, 1.5 births each woman has, and then also the age distribution as far as abortion would be around under 18 is 21.5%, 18 to 44 is 36%. 45 to 64 is 24.6%, and 65 plus is around 18%, 2023 estimates. And as far as immigration population, 16%, 15.4% is 51.9 million foreign born, and also just the marriage and marriage and divorce rates is 6 to 1, so per 1,000 population. So for every marriage, 6 marriages, one will divorce. And then also now 2023 and obviously 2024, it's gone up. So now the divorce rate is 2 to 4 per 1,000 population. So that means pretty much for every four marriages, about two will divorce. So it's really like half, right? So that means half are automatically unsuccessful, and that also leads to, again, inequalities with just both genders, men and women. And also just going into the abortion and economic inequality also is a big factor in what I learned and also talked about in my essay. And also it's just due to the fact that, again, low income women's ability to decide whether or not to have children, that's very dependent and also determined on their environment as well, like we see in like the southern states like Florida, Texas especially, Louisiana especially as well. Those states abortion is completely banned, so they wouldn't even have the opportunity as if, for example, in the outer states like Nevada, and California, stuff like that, states like that, they have actually rights to abort to up to a certain amount of weeks, right? So meaning they still have that opportunity to, again, have choice, have some level of equality. And it's not even equality because they don't have the full choice, which is unfortunate, right? But we see that some states allow it, and the southern states don't. Just not giving the women, unfortunately, the southern states aren't giving the women equal opportunity. And we see here that also, health is pretty much another area where reproductive rights matter. So again, social factors like education, income, access to services. A lot of people in these southern states unfortunately don't have access to these services, just due to the rights. And again, we see here that, again, reproductive rights in the U.S. is more about just personal choice. Again, they're tied to gender, equity, family, diversity, health, economic, opportunity. And we see it's a congruency, a correlation of, again, lower income families and households are, again, not being able to have abortions, right? And we see this this unfortunate, congruency, and also just to access to birth control allows women and men to plan their families and avoid unintended pregnancies, right? So again, just being able to have access to those, contraceptives, those, things like that in order to, again, prevent pregnancy, it's shown to not be as equally distributed in the southern states, right? So that automatically puts everyone in the southern state, puts their lives at one more at risk, and also puts their lives more at, is really an unequal life due to the fact that, if we're all again having relationships, we're all finding our person. You don't know, when, if you don't have equal contraceptives, you don't know when you will, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on where you're at in life, when you will have your own child, right, as a woman. And then also, due to surroundings, economic factors, stuff like that, the man, whoever the man is, has to be come into role, and it goes from there. But we see here again, just as a conclusion, that again, reproductive rights in the U.S. are more than just a personal choice. Again, it's tied to equity, family, diversity, health, economic opportunity, and just having equal opportunity. That's the goal, and that's what I take away from this, is that we all need equal opportunity, because again, when some people don't have equal opportunity, that allows again exploitation. It allows again people to again have go in a downward spiral in life, instead of again progressing and changing for the better. Instead, we're changing for the worse by again not allowing people to have the same rights as others in different states, right? But again, that is my project. And again, thank you so much for this presentation topic. Thank you again.